This is the unlikely chain that shaped history. It all started with a teenager working in a shoe store. First, there was Edward Kimball, the faithful Sunday school teacher. Kimball was nervous about approaching a wild, distracted teen in his class, but he decided to go to where the boy worked, a shoe store stockroom, and share Christ with him directly. That personal visit changed history. The teen, Dwight L. Moody. This is the lesson to learn from that. Never underestimate the impact of showing up personally for one person, especially a teen that others overlook. Next, there was D.L. Moody, the unpolished evangelist who shook nations. See, Moody lacked formal education. He was mocked for poor grammar and didn't have the theological polish of others. In fact, F.B. Meyer, a brilliant theologian, initially looked down on him, but Moody's raw passion for just preaching Jesus, Jesus, Jesus moved crowds. And Meyer was humbled and inspired. The lesson? You don't need to be perfect, just obedient and passionate about Jesus. Next, let's talk about F.B. Meyer, the scholar changed by simplicity. Though known for deep teaching, Meyer was touched by Moody's simple message and shifted his focus. He later reached Wilbur Chapman, a leader with a heart for organization and outreach. Let's talk about Wilbur Chapman, the organizer who saw potential in others. Chapman mentored Billy Sunday, a fiery ex-baseball player with a dramatic and emotional preaching style. Sunday reached crowds of common people who might never have heard traditional sermons. Next, let's talk about Billy Sunday, the baseball player turned revivalist. Sunday, passionate but flawed, brought raw energy to evangelism. His crusades helped launch the next man in the chain, Mordecai Ham. Mordecai Ham was the flawed replacement. See, Ham wasn't the headliner preacher scheduled to speak in Charlotte, North Carolina. He was a referral, a replacement, and by some accounts, unrefined in his delivery. But he preached truth boldly and clearly. And that night, one teenage boy walked down the aisle. That boy, the only convert that we know of that night, was Billy Graham, the only recorded convert of the night. The lesson? You may be someone's second choice, but still be God's perfect pick. Let's talk about Billy Graham, the reluctant teen who became a global voice. See, Billy didn't even want to go. A friend persuaded him to attend the tent meeting. The message gripped his heart. That one night changed the world. Why is this change so unlikely? Started out with a nervous teacher, an unrefined preacher, a dismissed teenager, a scheduled speaker who didn't show up, a single invite, and a reluctant yes. And yet, each one mattered. Each person's role, from the spotlight to behind the scenes, was essential. No one else could play their part the way that they did. And it all led to millions hearing the gospel through Billy Graham.